Okay, final boss. I gotta focus. Dude, he's getting shredded. Oh my goodness. That was first try? No way. It never goes that smoothly, dude. I gotta savor this. But that's not how it happened, is it? BPM, an action-packed, rhythm-based, roguelike FPS that is incredibly unforgiving and has an amazing soundtrack. How do you make that harder? Well, you pick the hardest character, of course. I'm talking about Sangria. As mentioned in the intro, they don't have health and die in one hit. How do you make that harder? Well, you choose the hardest difficulty, of course, which increases enemy count, projectile count, HP, and of course you take double damage. Not that that would affect me. And did I mention, well, every other character has abilities that they can start with when you unlock them? Sangria can never unlock abilities and you have to rely on finding them. On top of all that, Sangria has to clear every encounter room before the boss room even opens. Combine all that and you'll have one hellish time. Let's go. Oh sure, let's go fight the heart. That is not a heart. What the frick is that thing? I hate it. It's terrifying. Oh no. Oh yeah, no, we're dead. Yeah, there's no way. Deaths happen rapidly. But what constitutes a good run? Well, most of your time will be spent dying on the first 2 levels, but once you make it past the 2nd level, those runs normally show promise. How so? Insane RNG. Let's take a look at attempt 35, which was my first promising run. It started with getting an item that converts my bullets into mini rockets that did a lot of damage and had great AoE. After clearing more rooms, I went into the shop ran by Hugin, aka the Goat, who sold me double damage and auto aim. On top of all that, in the ability room, I found the one worthwhile ability that gives me a free hit while it's active. I was so kitted out that I took on the alternate 2nd floor where I traded coins for stats, securing an incredibly strong run. I pushed through the 2nd and 3rd floors, though they had their fair share of struggles. Took 2 hits in that room, by the way. And finally made it to the final boss. All that remained was 3 waves of enemies, then GG. One shot the ice witches. One shot those guys. These guys are my main worry, to be honest. I right-clicked. I just didn't have my ability up yet, dude. Jotun guards. My worst enemy to date absolutely demolished me. That's how this challenge goes. You can die within a few seconds of an enemy seeing you, resetting all your progress and invalidating all of your time. I could not get a run off the ground again. And not for lack of trying either, trust me. I have hours and hours of footage of failed attempts from just this challenge alone. It's just that any time I had something going, you name it, a guardian, a fly, a spider, there was always something there, right as I was getting a good run going. Granted, yes, a lot of this could probably just be explained by skill issue, and that is true to an extent, but this challenge requires so much more RNG than anything I've ever done before. And I just was not getting it. Attempt 100. I was streaming that day, as I was for most of these attempts. I didn't have much time, and the runs had been going the same way they had always, until the RNG shifted ever so slightly in my favor. It started when I got an item that let me find more gold. Sounds underwhelming to be sure, but I had played the first level so many times I could almost beat the boss blindfolded. That allowed me to gather a ton of gold to take to the alternate floor. Not only that, but I had also found the ability that gives me a free hit while active. That's the good scroll. That's the one. With these two items, I started battling through the alt floor, where I picked up an infinite ammo shield. It's a good start. Making sure that all I needed was aim and rhythm. I then stopped by Moon and Shop on the way to the ability room and picked up the revolver. I've got infinite ammo, so that actually is really good. A weapon that would normally only have 6 shots that needed to be reloaded manually, but provided much higher power and range. I then dumped as much money as I could into the stat shop. Okay, what do we got? No. If it was a minigun, I would have taken it. I would 100% take a minigun right now. With infinite ammo, I'd put so much money into it actually that I filled it up, which is a feat that I had never done before. But that meant that I had almost maxed out my stats. Oh wow, I've maxed it out. I've never maxed out that room before. All that was left was the boss, then off to floor 2. I started steamrolling through the second floor, one-shotting most enemies while in maximum focus mode. I ran into Moonin again, and he was offering one of the best weapons in the game, the Hell Revolver. Now this is really good. While it had less range than the revolver I currently had, it packed much more power. On the way to the boss room, I found a ring that gave my weapons double shots. While this normally would make you reload a lot more often, in my case it was essentially double damage. This run was going so well that I was actually getting nervous, so I took a second to shake myself off. I need to stand up and shake my arms out. 1 second. I'm standing up and getting the heebie-jeebies out. Give me a minute here. I'm not like this with any other challenge. Normally it's just like, oh, I died, whatever. I just gotta get better for next time. This one, once you get an actual run going, it's so rare to get the perfect combination of everything to where you can just, you know, steamroll the game. I had attempted this challenge so many times that I was getting in my own head about my abilities and skill, to the point where I had to stop and tell myself to pay attention because I knew I could do it. Okay, what are you doing? Aim, buddy, aim. Okay. Okay. I just like stopped aiming there. I do these stupid things where I just... That's why I lose, is I have everything I need to sort of succeed in life, and I just don't use it properly. Mainly my brain. The last major part of the build was an item that gave me piercing. While this may not sound good compared to double damage, it was necessary for me, as it allowed me to shoot through the shields of the Guardians and Jotun guards, my worst enemies. Exactly like that. It's honestly worth it. It gave me such peace of mind that I redoubled my focus and eventually made it to Helheim, the last floor. Helheim holds some of the toughest enemies, while also having the previous floor's bosses spawning in regular rooms. But it didn't matter. I had too much determination to let anything hold me back. The last piece of the puzzle brought the most fun. A freaking infinite ammo minigun. I did say I would take a minigun, didn't I? Well, at first its damage was lackluster. I remembered that when you reach the last floor, you receive an item that makes your bullets do percent damage, not just flat damage. As soon as I realized that, I knew what I had to do. Die, you foul beast! Yes! I'm gonna savor this. Let's freaking go, baby!